So a few things I want to talk about today is following up from My Global and talking about your missionary page. This is going to be the main point of contact we're going to be drawing donors to make that conversion, to donate to you, to find out more about you. So you'll get a link for that once you set up your page at the end of MOT that has everything that I'm sure you've already seen a lot of our missionary profiles online, but has your bio, any type of like video, social media links that you have attached to the site. This is where you're going to be leading people to ultimately make a donation, partner with you. So it's very important. And next, we're going to be talking about Donor Hub. Marshall mentioned a little bit about that, but this is where you'll go in and actually see the donations that you're taking in from donors. You can see ministry partners who are recurring donors to you and a lot more with that. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about Office Suite. This is a free feature that we have for you as missionaries. This is our gift to you as Global, to where you can access the Office Suite through MicrosoftOffice.com, and that will give you PowerPoint, Word, Excel, all those kind of tools that you can use online, and you can have a global outreach email as well associated with that too. So a quick overview of just what we're doing this for is we are stuck with technology when what we really want is just stuff that works. Technology can be frustrating, and we don't want that to be frustrating to you. That's why we've built out My Global to have everything in one place. So if you forget where the Donor Hub link is or anything like that, or you've lost it on your computer or whatever, My Global is a central place where you can go to always access what you need. And if you have any further questions, you can at least go to My Global, find out who to get in contact with. So moving on to the website, this is your missionary page. Really quick to back up what Marshall said, whenever you go to our site, globaloutreach.org, I would encourage you to actually do that at some point today or in the next few days to actually set up an account for you. You'll go to globaloutreach.org, and at the top right center section of the page, you'll see a login or create account feature. If you're on mobile, it's the same way. Just click the menu option. You'll see this as well. But sign up for an account. Go ahead and do that. It's a quick, easy process. And the email that you use here is what I'm actually going to use to give you access to My Global. So your account that you create on our website is going to be what you use to view My Global. So you'll email me that. This is my email address. So you'll email me at beatwages@globaloutreach.org. Give me your name and just the email address that you use to set up this account, and that's going to be how I give you access to My Global. So let's take a further look into this. So whenever you go to our website, you'll see at the top hand feature the search option. Whenever you search for either your account number, your name, or even just a country that you're in, or any kind of like verbiage that might be associated with your page, it'll show up the most relevant pages here. So if you type in your name or your account number, you'll show up. This is a quick, easy way for donors to look through the site, find out who is serving where, find your missionary page, and if they need to search for a project or a missionary, they can do that. And search by region, search by country. There's a whole lot of things that you can look for here. The same thing can be accessed by clicking on Give and then selecting Missionaries. It just brings you to the same page that way. So let's look at your actual account page. This is just a blank template that I've made, just to give you an idea of what you can do. But when you bring up your page, you've already clicked on your profile after the preview. It'll have your name at the top left. It'll have your picture with the give option. And then I would just encourage you to have a bio that just invites your donors to your page, invites them to your ministry. So having your name and then telling a little bit about yourself, inviting your audience into your ministry. You know, here's what your donation is going to do. Here's how you are going to be teaching in Uganda or whatever, helping kids, whatever the case may be for your ministry. And then just kind of headline it off and invite your audience to stay connected. You can include social media links, a link to a blog or a website if you have it, if you want to share that, to your Instagram page, and people can just write you a message from that page as well. So this is a little bit about how you can set up your account. You'll be emailing me after MOT and after you've gone through that, your bio and anything else that you want to have included with that. So let's look at managing campaigns and giving. So you've already created an account. This is your personal giving, not people that have been giving to you, but if you've ever given to anyone else through our site, this is where you can go to view anything from your giving history to your campaigns that you may have made. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is also important to keep note of in case any donors want to contact you or call you about any questions. You can lead them through this process of how to actually go in, update their credit cards if they need to, or to give to you. So if anything else, you'll know how to direct your donors to go through this process. So once people are on your website, they've clicked in a number that they want to give to you, they've clicked give, this is the checkout process. This is the process that people are going to go through whenever they give to you. So it's important to understand this whenever you're having to explain that to a donor. So we have the initial checkout phase. You can click on, I would like to make this a recurring donation.
Hey,
That's
Blake,
yes.
will you go back to where you had the template page and show them where that giving option is on their page?
Right.
So, like, how do they get to that?
So you'll see under your picture, the giving option. So you would just enter an amount, $20, $50, however much you want, and then click give now. And then that will redirect them to the actual giving form.
Thank you.
So the first part is, do you want to be a recurring donor? If not, you just don't click it. So that's something important to note for if you're talking to a donor. Next part is just a secure payment where they just enter their card number, name on the card, all their card information, the usual stuff. If they're doing an electronic transfer where they have it just being drawn out of their bank account, they can have an option for that as well. And also with their donation, they have the option to take on the 3% credit card fee. That's just part of any type of online donation that you do anywhere. They can choose to take that on themselves if they want. And the next is just the billing information, the usual name, address, and all that stuff. So that's a really quick look of the giving process and how to direct them through that. The next part, whenever you go onto your missionary page, underneath the giving feature, you'll see a campaign feature, and you might be asking, what does that actually mean? So if you've ever used GoFundMe, or if you're familiar with that kind of a giving platform online, this is essentially what that is. It's an entire way to start a campaign, entire way to have a giving presence online separate from your actual missionary page. So once you click on that, it'll ask you to do all the stuff that you see on your screen here, where you can create a campaign out that you will use to send to Facebook, email, whatever it may be. These are normally campaigns that are for quick needs. So if my car were to break down or something like that as a missionary, I would set up an account on our website, go ahead and make a campaign here and send that out to my audience and really tackle that on, send it like multiple times throughout a month or whatever the case may be, communicate with my audience that way. So this is just where you can go to create a campaign. You can set a goal amount, you can set a description for it, and we'll look at an example in just a second. So this is a campaign that one of our interns did a while back. She was raising money for a trip, and this is the page that she shared. It gives you a quick goal amount, so people donating can go and see where your goal is at. They can see how much maybe they need to give to reach that amount. She actually raised over the amount because people were just really generous to her. She has a picture of just her and a kid that she was ministering to, and a description to go along with that. But this is a quick way to raise funds that might need to have priority to. Quick campaigns for quick needs. You can think about like GoFundMe, like I already said. So the next part, before we go to the next part, are there any questions about your missionary page or campaigns or anything like that?
I have a question. Do givers have an account themselves, or we're the ones with the account and they don't have to set up an account?
That's a good question. If they are a one-time giver, they could possibly have an account, but they're not made to. The only people that are made to have an account on our website are people that do recurring donations, but they do have an account with us on the back financial side of things.
And then another question.
Go for it.
When they make a recurring donation, does it automatically do that every month, or are they notified before, or how does that work?
They're notified about it, but they also have the ability to set that up however they want. So if they want to be drafted out a certain day of the month, they can do that bi-monthly, yearly, whatever the case may be. So they have full control over that, and they can go into their account and change that at any point in time.
And when fundraising, Catherine, I would highly encourage them to do that too. Like, you can set this up as a reoccurring gift so you won't forget. I mean, I would say that's a really good way.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And one thing too, I always made sure to let them know that the recurring button, where it was on the page, because a lot of people miss it.
Yeah, especially with when you're dealing with first-time donors that are giving to you, they're new to Global and everything. That's important to just kind of lay out and mention to them. You want it to be the easiest process possible for them, and we'll do that ourselves to an extent, but it's really up to the missionary to explain that on the front end.
Hey, Blake, you should drop in the Facebook group. Blake created a tutorial, like a PDF document of how to give. Put that in the thing so that they could send that out to people. I think that would be very helpful.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do have a PDF that we've made that gives just a walkthrough of the entire giving process. You would think that it would just be a natural thing for people to get, but some people just don't get it for whatever reason. So that's there to help you out, help you explain it, but also to give to them if they're having issues. And they can always call the home office as well if nothing else works. Any other questions? All right, let's talk a little bit about Donor Hub now. This, as we already mentioned, is the platform that you're going to be using, that you can go to My Global, see the quick link to actually access that. We'll be sending out an instruction to go along with this to introduce you to Donor Hub more officially, but we'll just give you a quick overview of what to expect and what to think about as far as Donor Hub. So whenever you go to Donor Hub, Marshall already showed the screen a little bit, but you'll just click on the login with the key function. And at this point, I've already made your account. So I'll be sending you the initial instructions for how to actually make your account and all that, and give you access to that. So you click login with the key. We'll go to the sign in screen where you just enter your email address and password as usual, with everything else. And this is the home page of Donor Hub. So just let me explain what you're looking at here. The home page is more of like a preview for your account. So you'll see recent transactions that are made. You'll see a monthly average, and we have some stuff blurred out because it's real data that we're using. And if you're curious, my account is dead zero because I don't raise funds. It's pretty sad. But you'll see your account number here. You'll see, see if I can get my mouse to work. So you'll see at the profile section, you can select between accounts. So if you have your main missionary account, and then if you have a project account, which we'll explain more later during MOT, you can cycle out between those accounts and choose which one you want to look at, or if you want to choose all of them at the same time. So let's look at the donations page. This is each donation that you get through your account. It's going to show up within 24 hours of when it's made, except for on the weekends. If someone makes a donation late Friday, you'll probably see it on Monday. But normally a 24-hour period is when you'll see your donations actually show up through Donor Hub. You'll see here on the donations page, each ministry partner that you have, the designation that they're giving to might likely just be the same account if you have one account. and you'll see what type of donation it was, whether it was a check, credit card, or anything else, and the amount of it. Under that, you can also click on the ministry partner and see giving history from that individual person or organization, and see their giving history, check in on that, and have continued communication that way. The next tab is the ministry partners. Your ministry partner is essentially who gives to you monthly. These are people that have recurring donations going to you, and you can see their giving history through that. And then the next part is the account report. This is giving you a brief overview of all your transactions. You can make reports. You can scroll down to the bottom and have this all printed out through an Excel sheet or anything like that for you to have on file. This is also a way to get all of your donor contacts, so their emails, names, and everything. Export that to an Excel sheet, and then you can upload that to your email platform if you have one, like MailChimp, for example. There's a lot of things that you can do with Donor Hub as far as keeping track with who's giving to you. You can go back into accounts, see who hasn't given to you in a while, send them an email, send them give them a phone call, whatever. This gives you full access and control of who's giving to you and gives you a better opportunity to reach out to those people.
Hey, Blake, the ministry partners portion also has anybody on your mailing list, so they may not have donated before. So that's another thing. So everything you give Allie will be in there too. And it's a good thing to see, like, it sometimes will ask you to maybe thin down people who have passed away if there's just someone wants to be taken off your list. So that's a really good place to look. It's a good place to check addresses. Allie wants the most up-to-date information possible, and so she'll send out emails periodically throughout the year, and that's a great place to go and check that information for her.
Just a question for this. For example, if we meet with a new ministry partner right now and we don't know the person from before and we haven't put this information in the spreadsheet, and however they decide to make a donation immediately, for example, is it a problem that this name is not in the spreadsheet, or we will see it in the system anyway?
If they make a donation, it'll just appear in the system.
So anytime someone gives to you, it's going to show up in Donor Hub on your account.
I have a question. I used to use the MPD for all my donors and everything, the program. Then they don't have it to Mac computers anymore after the last update. So I had to switch to Donor Elf, which is I need to pay monthly for that. But and I have all the names, all the commitment they have monthly, and then I need to do it manually every month. So the Donor Hub is kind of replacing that. I mean, I will have my donor's name, I will have the address, I will have if they gave or not, when, and the emails. I mean, everything will be in Donor Hub.
Yes.
Right, that's correct.
And you guys, this is like an amazing blessing. 3 years ago, we had to wait every month to get like a report from our finance team. So this is like, for those of us who've been with Global forever, and for our finance team, are singing like, praise the Lord for this technology.
Yep. We're continuously trying to find ways to improve our systems, and Donor Hub has been a huge help to that. Like Emily said, in the past, it's just been a monthly report that's been sent out by our team. But this is a quick, 24 access way to always check in on your donors to see what's going on almost in real time. Like I said, except for the weekends, there's a delay there. But usually within 24 hours, you can see if a donation has been made here. Any other questions? And again, if you lose the Donor Hub link or don't know where to find it, always go back to My Global and you'll see the tab for that. We can just always go to that. The next little bit is the Office Suite, and this is our free gift to you as missionaries coming on board with Global. We'll be talking a little bit about this briefly. So I don't know if you've ever actually used anything Office related as far as Excel or anything like that. I think most of us have, but Microsoft has an online platform called Office Suites through Office 365 that allows us to have a full suite of everything from PowerPoint, Excel, Word, everything. You have your own email address through us at Global Outreach. So that would normally be your first initial with your last name at globaloutreach.org. So if you do want to have a Global Outreach email and have access to Office Suite, make sure to just email me or Marshall. Let us know that you want that, and we'll give you access to it and let you have full control over it. But what is the Office Suite? This tool gets you access to the Office Suite itself with all of the apps that I've already talked about. It costs you nothing and includes Word, Excel, Outlook, and several other things, Office Teams, and so forth. These are all online apps as well. I should mention that. So whenever you go in, unless you pay a premium, by default, everything's going to be online only. You get a custom Global Outreach email address, and it can be accessed by visiting office.com, or once you have your account made, you can download the Outlook app just to have all your emails on your phone, laptop, or anything else like that. So quickly, whenever you go to office.com, you'll create an account by signing in. We'll already do this, but once you have an account, once I've given you access to that, you'll go to office.com, sign in, and just enter your information there. And once you're logged in, this is the screen that you'll see. You see this is my profile where I have access to Outlook, which is my email, OneDrive, which I believe includes 5 gigs worth of data that you can house online, again for free. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, pretty much any Office app that you have ever heard of is going to be right here whenever you click on the All Apps feature. And I believe that is it for that. Is there any questions about the Office Suite or anything else that we've talked about so far? I know that's a lot of information. Some of you are getting closer to nighttime where you are, so it's like you're just going down a little bit. But any
One
questions?
thing
I'm sorry.
I was just going to mention, you are not allowed to accept any donations until we complete this training in Donor Hub. So even if Blake creates a login for you, you can play around and see what different things it offers, but we can't do the donations until the end of this month.
Right. This is talking about after you've gone through MOT.
Yeah. Regarding the email at Global, the platform that we use is normally like Gmail. Like when I go online to access is the Gmail one.
Right. It's through Outlook. So as opposed to Gmail, it's through Outlook.com. It's just Microsoft's email platform that they have.
Okay.
So if we get this email, do we make our account with that email as well?
So you let me know if you do want it or not, and I'll create your account for you with whatever name you want to go with. Usually we just do first initial, last name, but it's up to you as far as that. Then I'll set that up and give you instructions for that, and you'll have full access to it.
So our My Global and Donor Hub accounts will be with that email?
They will not. So they can be. This is really just up to you. So I would recommend if you do want a global account, you just want everything to be on the same thing, let me know that you want a Global Outreach email. We'll get that set up first, and then we'll set up your account online and make sure everything is just under the same thing so there's no confusion there.
Okay.
I will say word on the street is that we're hoping that everybody eventually will have global emails. So it might be a good idea to just start that while you guys are starting fresh right now. We've had a hard time keeping track of which emails missionaries are using because they're not all in the Global Outreach email system. And it would be very helpful moving forward that you guys would use that. So that would be my like promotion, if you will.
Any final thoughts or questions for me or Marshall?
I have another one. Just when I went to the global page, I remember to pay the MOT, I think I had to create something as a donor or something. So my email is already there and my name is already there. So should I give you something else to create my the global outreach, the page that I will have access to, or what I'm gonna, because it seems that is already. So I will email you the one I already have and you can check on that, or you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You can either let me know if you want a global outreach email. We'll set up a new account under that. Or if you want to just use your existing account and not worry with the global outreach email, that's perfectly okay too. Just let me know which email address you're wanting to use.
So you can create my global email and then put my access under that email as well.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Any other questions for these lovely dudes? Okay, well, you do know the wages at globaloutreach.org if you do have any other questions. Thank you guys. We appreciate it.